Issue 175, a fantastic issue. Issue 176, not better, but still good. And now we have the third issue in the Robotnik victorious arc. Except that he was victorious for only one issue, so that title seems a bit untrue now, but whatever. Here is the final issue of this shocking arc. How well does it end the story? Let's find out. I'm SonicComicWorld, and here's my review of Sonic the Hedgehog issue number 177. Unfortunately, the front cover doesn't really surprise you like the other two issues did. I mean, it still looks good, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of bland. All it shows is Sonic and Robotnik in his battle armor getting ready to fight again. Yeah, didn't we see enough of that 2 issues ago? The other 2 covers were shocking and tragic, and it made you want to read it to find out what happens. But this one just looks... meh. So the story for this issue is titled Home, New Home. Bean, you're in the way. Move it! It starts off with Nicole giving us a little feedback of what happened in the last 2 issues. How she thought of a plan to rescue her friends, how she managed to build a new city for them, and the fact that Robotnik is on his way with his egg fleet. But it seems something else has gotten Nicole's attention. 5 convicts who hope to seize control of the city. And it seems Mammoth Mogul is going to try just that as he tells all the citizens to surrender to him. Wow, he doesn't waste any time, does he? But it seems Nicole is just one step ahead of Mogul as he and the other convicts suddenly get beamed up to the Enterprise. Teleported to a jail cell. This causes Knack to throw his hat on the ground in anger as he can't believe that, whoa, did Knack just swear? Cool. But honestly, I don't know why they keep blocking it out like that. I mean, can anyone reading this honestly say they have no idea what Knack is saying here? And even if they didn't, they immediately know it's a swear word and it won't take them long to figure out just exactly what Knack was saying. I mean, if you're going to have swearing in a comic, at least be upfront about it. Now, technically, this is a kid's comic, but still, I gotta give credit to Ian for taking risks sometimes. Anyway, so while Sonic and Sally commend on Nicole's work, a huge crack-coom sound goes off. Weird sound effect. I mean, I guess that's supposed to be an explosion, but whatever happened to just boom? So it seems that Robotnik has begun his attack on the city, and Nicole must disperse so she can provide more power to the shields to protect the city. This causes Sally to get really upset for some reason. I mean, I guess she's upset because Nicole can't keep her physical form at the moment, but, I mean, it's not like she's dying or she will never be able to appear in her physical form again or something. So what are you getting so upset about, Sally? By the way, check out these cheesy lines that Nicole says. I will always be around. I will always be near. Ugh. Okay, I guess that's fine, but if the next line is, I'll always be in your heart, that's where I draw the line. So while the Freedom Fighters start coming up with a plan to stop Robotnik, King Elias tells all the citizens to find their new homes and stick close to their loved ones while... What the hell? Who the heck is that? It looks like Bernie colored Amy, or Amy drawn Bernie. I think someone messed up on the coloring there. Anyway, so before Sonic does anything more, Elias and Sally order him to seek some medical attention, much to the annoyance of Sonic. Well, that's what happens when you make friends with royalty. You will never win the argument. I guess the same can be said if you have a girlfriend, too. So as Sonic heads off to find Dr. Quack, as more crack-coom sounds go off, he comes across an old friend, Rotor, who was lying on a stretcher. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that. When Snively broke into Freedom HQ, a huge slab of rock landed right on Rotor's back. The good news is he wasn't paralyzed. The bad news is it still did a number on his back, and he would have neck and back problems for quite some time. Because of this, he decides to retire as a freedom fighter. I've heard some people get a little pissed off about this, because basically Rotor has now been pushed to the sidelines. He doesn't really do much anymore in the comics. But hey, at least they didn't kill him off or anything. And even though he's not a freedom fighter anymore, he became a council member later on, so he is still useful and he still tries to help people. Back in the old days, Rotor was like the Donatello of the group. He was the brains of the bunch, always making cool inventions to help out the freedom fighters. But nowadays, it seems Tails has become the new brains of the team, and because of this, I guess Ian didn't really see the point of keeping Rotor in the team. So he decided to give Rotor an early retirement by making him a cripple. It kind of makes sense, but that still hasn't stopped Rotor fans from being a little disappointed. But anyway, back to the review. So while it seems that Rotor will recover, it seems everyone is more concerned about Charmy. It seems the egg grapes did some damage to him after all, mostly to his brain, which caused him to have some memory loss. Because of this, Charmy is now kind of, what's the correct term these days? Loopy, special needs, retarded? No, can't say that. It's offending. But there is still hope, as it seems Charmy still seems to know who he is, who his friends are, and who his fiancée is. However, when he looks at Espio, he asks, "Didn't you used to be purple?" To which Espio replies, "I'm a chameleon." Now, wait a minute. I don't get that. Why did Espio respond with that? He is purple, isn't he? So does this mean that Charmy is colorblind now? But then why didn't Espio respond with, "I am purple"? Why did he respond with, "I'm a chameleon"? Does it mean because he's a chameleon he's able to change into all sorts of colors? But then why is he always purple? What does this all mean? What was the point of that? I'm so fucking confused. Anyway, Dr. Quack finally checks up on Sonic, who immediately tells him he's fine. Sheesh, those power rings are like the miracle of health, aren't they? Why do they need a doctor to begin with? If someone doesn't feel well, all they have to do is use a power ring and bam, all better. So Dr. Quack, done for the day, goes off to spend time with his family. Oh, and by the way, Crackoom! 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 Sheesh, how much ammo has Robotnik wasted so far? Meanwhile, on, Angel Island, we see, Dr. Finitivus doing something to the, Master Emerald, while, Scourge reports to him that, Dimitri has escaped. Okay, what does this have to do with the current story? Absolutely nothing, of course. Well, okay, maybe not nothing. We are given a little hint, however. It seems Dr. Finitivus is planning the return of Enerjack. Enerjack? Well, that can't be good. Next, we cut back to New Mobotropolis, where... Crackoom! Where we see Antoine and Bunny sitting in a tree. Kissing. Oh, wait, Sally's with them. Never mind. As they look around admiring the new city, they start remembering the old days. The original Mobotropolis, how they thought they were all orphans, and how much they have all grown up. I especially love this line where Bunny tells Antoine that she knew he was always brave deep down. Yeah, he may be braver now, but I think the earlier issues in the TV show speak for itself. So while the trio continues to think about the past, Sally suddenly comes to a realization that while she used to lead the freedom fighters back then, it seems that her princess duties have gotten in the way lately. Suddenly she asks Bunny if she remembers what she wanted to be when she first joined the freedom fighters, and that was to be Sally's royal hairdresser. Sally hopes Bunny hasn't given up that request because she has a favor to ask. Okay, you know what? Those crackoom sound effects are really starting to get annoying now. Meanwhile, on an Egg Fleet ship, Robotnik is not happy with the way things are going at the moment, as he is complaining to Snively why the shitty shields... why the city's shields aren't down yet. Snively tries to complain that he is working on it when suddenly his ship gets fired upon. Upon closer inspection, we realize that it's not a freedom fighter, but actually Hope. And for those of you who don't know who Hope is, don't worry about it. She's not that important. Don't you dare! Well, all you really need to know about Hope is that she is a Kintabor and Snively is her half-brother. And right now, she's not too happy with her half-brother at the moment. Why? Well, let me explain. After Hope's family got roboticized by Robotnik, she fled to Knothole Village, where she lived with the Mobians for quite some time. But then one day, Snively, who was also living at the village at the time, received a message from Robotnik asking him to rejoin the Eggman Empire. Yes, you heard right. Snively once lived in Knothole Village too. Do I even need to explain what is wrong with that? Well, anyway, Robotnik hinted that Knothole wouldn't be around for much longer, so he asked Snively to join up with him again. Snively agreed, but he was also concerned about Hope's safety, so before he left, he tricked Hope into leaving Knothole Village as well, saying that she didn't belong with them and that she should be with her own kind. Taking his advice, Hope left Knothole too. But now it seems she has come back to Knothole to see how her friends were doing, only to find it completely destroyed. And knowing at once who was behind it, she decides to take her anger out on her dear half-brother. Knowing that she could never face the Freedom Fighters again, seeing as how she trusted Snively over them, she decides to return to the Overlander cities and do everything she can to stop the Eggman Empire. Before she leaves, however, a robot says that she is still within firing range, but poor old Snively doesn't have the strength to make the command. It's actually one of the few moments where we see Snively vulnerable and heartbroken. Kinda sad, really. By the way, and I'm just throwing this out there, what kind of a girl's name is Hope anyway? I mean, isn't that like having a boy who's named Lucky? Anyway, we cut back to New Mobotropolis where, okay, enough with the fucking crackoon sounds already! I mean, seriously, Robotnik, if you haven't managed to break through the shield by now, you're not going to be able to. So stop it already! Jeez! Anyway, we see that someone is actually enjoying this ridiculous bombardment. Amadeus. Or is it Amadeus? Or Amadeus? Sheesh, why do so many of these characters have such weird names? Can't you just call him Tom? Well, anyway, he thinks that this attack will be a good thing, as it might cause some changes to come up that might be for the better. But Amadeus' brother Merlin, not that Merlin, warns his brother not to try anything drastic. But Rosemary reassures him that nothing will go wrong and Tails will be at his dad's side no matter what. Gee, I sure hope he's not planning anything. Oh, just wait for it. But their conversation is suddenly interrupted with, a different sound effect! It seems Robotnik's temper has reached its limit as he starts to attack the shield with his battle armor. He punches, he shoots lasers, he fires missiles, but he still can't break through the shield. All the while he goes on yelling about how the Freedom Fighters stole the city from him, how he destroyed both their homes, and how he won't let his victory be denied. Newsflash, Robotnik. It already has. But that still isn't gonna stop Robotnik, as he orders the Freedom Fighters to come out and face him. And it looks like Sonic is gonna do just that. Robotnik is a little surprised at first, seeing how Sonic would want to face Robotnik alone again, but it seems Sonic has the element of surprise on his side, because this time, he's brought some backup. I frickin' love this page. I mean, just look at this. It shows all the Freedom Fighters and all the Chaotix ready to kick some serious ass. Just priceless. Someone should make a poster of this page. Hell, I'd hang it up on my wall. So the next couple of pages are pretty much just the Freedom Fighters and the Chaotix beating the hell out of Robotnik and his battle armor. But if we need to continue this awesome takedown, we need to have some awesome music to go along with it. Aw, hell yeah! Let's do it! Knuckles, Vector, rip those arms off! Mighty, throw one of your mighty punches! Bunny, use your arm cannon! Kaboom! Julie Sue, use your laser pistol! Espio, use your shurikens! Antoine, show us your sword skills! Tails, pull on his mustache! Ray, pull on his goggles! Okay. And Amy, whack him with your hammer! Yeah! I still hate you. And finally, Sonic, hit him with one of your famous spin dashes. Yeah! Game on, Robotnik! Freedom Fighters win! Epic. So, yeah, this fight scene is pretty cool, but there is one thing that kind of bothers me. Everyone is getting their revenge on Robotnik somehow, some way, all except Sally. She just stays behind and gives orders. What the hell? I mean, this guy just burned your village to the ground and you don't even land a punch on him? Are you afraid you might break a nail or something, little Miss Princess? Come on, punch him in the face, call him a fat bastard, force him to listen to Justin Bieber music, do something. I mean, even though Tails and Ray didn't really do much, at least they got their revenge by doing something to Robotnik, but Sally just stands around and tells everyone what to do. Now, I get that she's proving herself and the Freedom Fighters that she is ready to become a leader for the group again, but it just kind of bugs me that she doesn't even bitch slap the asshole. But it doesn't matter. Robotnik's battle armor has finally been destroyed, and Robotnik now lies helpless and defeated at Sonic's feet. This is the moment that the Freedom Fighters have been waiting for. The time has finally come to arrest this menacing maniac once and for all. So as Sonic stands proud over his victory, Princess Sally steps forward to finally make the arrest as she tells Robotnik to retreat. Wait. What? 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 Oh no. Oh no. 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 You can't be serious. You cannot be serious. They did this again? Again? Oh my God. I don't believe this. I cannot believe this. Why? Why did they do this again? Is there a reason? Is there a point? Please, somebody tell me, because I would really like to know why the fuck are they letting Robotnik escape? I mean, what good can come from this? Is there any downside? Any problem? Any side effect whatsoever of just arresting Robotnik right there? Oh my God. If you thought Robotnik letting Sonic live was idiotic, this is beyond idiotic! This is just straight up stupid! I ask again, is there anything stopping the Freedom Fighters from taking Robotnik into custody right now? What's that? No? Oh, what a shock. Because that's how fucking stupid this moment is! Alright. Now, some of you might say that if they try to arrest Robotnik now, they'll just end up getting fired upon by Robotnik's egg fleet. But look what happens next. Robotnik is so angry about his defeat that he's not even going to retreat. Instead, he orders the egg fleet to fire on their position right now. Wow. Now that is what I call a hardcore villain. Willing to sacrifice his own life just so he can get rid of his enemies.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me!
But just before the missiles explode, a shield comes up protecting everyone from harm, courtesy of Nicole. So you see what I'm getting at here? If Robotnik does try to use his egg fleet to attack, Nicole will be able to protect them. So I ask once again, why are they not arresting Robotnik right here, right now? So this makes absolutely no sense to me. But if it does to you, then please tell me, because I would really like to fucking know. So, anyway, in the end, Robotnik does end up retreating. In a very embarrassing way, I must admit. I mean, he couldn't get beamed up to one of his ships or send his Eggo-Matic to come and pick him up? No. He has to ride on the back of one of his egg robots. Pretty lame. So as Robotnik and his fleet head back to New Megapolis, we get a nice moment where Sonic and Sally talk about how Robotnik knows how to make an exit. No matter how pathetic it is. It's here that Sonic notices something different about Sally. Her hair is once again short, going back to the old tomboy look that she had for years before. This new do, as he calls it, even surprises him, because he never thought Sally could be so girly. Sally warns him not to ruin the moment, and Sonic complies, saying that it is good to be home. You know, it's little moments like this that makes me glad I'm a Sonic and Sally fan. And so the issue ends with everyone celebrating. They have a new home, a new life, and a new war to look forward to. That's a good reason to celebrate, right? Idiots! And that was Sonic the Hedgehog issue number 177. Does it end the trilogy with a bang? More than with a bang. It ended with a crack-coom! As I said before, seeing Robotnik lose his victory so quickly was kind of disappointing, so I really wasn't expecting a huge comeback or anything. But what they gave us was a very good issue that at least ended this shocking story on a high note. It seemed the whole focus of this issue was to be the final fight against Robotnik's battle armor. I guess that's what the cover meant. And even though the fight happened at the very end, the build-up to it was done very well. We got to see a lot of characters and what they were going through at the time. We even got to see some characters that we didn't even think we would see. And of course, the final fight at the end was pretty damn epic. It tied up all the loose ends, it answered all our questions, it was just a great issue to end a great story. I give this issue a 9 out of 10. Though still not as good as issue 175, it still was a very good issue. I took 1 point off because of that one simple part that doesn't really make much sense to me at all. But the rest of the issue more than makes up for it. It ended the story very well, the coloring was excellent, the detail was superb, the story had surprising moments, funny moments, and awesome moments, and finally, Tracy Yardley. Need I say more? Phew, and there you have it. Issues 175 through 177, considered to be some of the best issues out there and a major turning point in the Sonic comics. And after looking at those 3 issues, I hope you can see why. So many things happen in these 3 issues and a lot of stuff changes because of it. In fact, let's make a little list of all the things that did change after this arc. 1. Knothole is now destroyed. 2. The Mobians have a new home, New Mobotropolis. 3. Nicole is now seen in her physical form almost all the time now. 4. Rotor is now a cripple. 5. Charmy is now like his game counterpart, annoying and stupid. And 6. Sally's haircut has changed. Okay, so maybe that last one isn't as important as the others, but that certainly is a lot of change for just a simple 3-issue story arc. It also paved the way towards Robotnik's insanity, which would be hinted a lot throughout the next issues. One thing is for sure, Robotnik would certainly never be the same after this arc. Overall, Ian Flynn sure knew how to give us a great milestone issue, and he would do the same thing for his next 2 milestone issues as well. So I hope you all enjoyed this 3-part review of these 3 issues. Now that I'm done with those, I guess it's time to move on to my next one. But you know what? All this goodness just seems too much for me. I think it's about time I reviewed a bad issue. An issue that is so bad that it makes me cringe and groan every time I read it. So, tell me, random thing that somehow knows the answer to everything, what issue am I going to be reviewing next? Oh, fuck. Fuck you, Robotnik! Stop breaking down my shitty shield!